And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in the Long Dark on Interloper, out in the far territories where we've got Timberwolves outside. So the first potential solution on how to deal with the Timberwolves is not. Just try to sleep them and go away. They'll probably go away if we sleep long enough. Oh, they did not in fact go away. Are still out there. Yeah. It's warmer outside now. If that's actually a sunny sun, we should be able to start a fire.
Turned out pretty well.
Now there's another one running around with my arrows. That's the human corpse. Oh, they gave up after that guy. Well, I think they have to have a certain number of them chasing you. So if the guy I shot actually died, they might not be officially able to chase me anymore with that pack anymore. We'll make a little bit of water while we're sitting here. Well, I'll see if I can locate that corpse. You're the human. You're not what we're looking for. Yeah, I got no idea where that wolf in my arrow ran off to. It wasn't an instant kill, which is kind of the problem. If I'd instantly killed him, he would have hung around, per se. But twinging him with a wounding shot meant he just runs off with me arrow. I just did 2 things of birch bark up. I had to make 1 of coffee, but close enough. We don't need it for healing purposes yet, so not in a big rush situation here. We're going to start running lower and lower on fuel. There isn't much fuel up here. Kind of the problem with dealing with these Timberwolves is I'm being forced to spend the fuel on dealing with them and not on keeping us warm. torch out, because that's going to give us a better chance of trying to sneak past the Timberwolves. Some nice calming music, at least. Hopefully it stays that way. It's been calm. So we try to sneak around the realm of Timberwolf. Well, that's a deer. So if we've got a deer between us and the Timberwolves, I think we're safe. Timberwolves will still hunt things like deer. Oh. Fudge. Let's, I'm gonna try to cross the bridge here. We can set the fire up on the far side of the bridge. There's holes in this bridge. Oh, this is a dead-end bridge. Oh, if that was a bounce. Now there ain't enough Timberwolves in this pack to screw with me. I don't think we can set the fire up. Is it gonna let me set the fire up on the wooden? Oh, not on the wooden parts of the bridge. Okay. So I can find a pack of ice. We can set it up on the ice bit. Okay.
Come on. Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up again.
Oh boy, did it get cold. Yeah, it got cold. Real quick. -7. I don't think I can get warm with that. That's taking another piece of coal in there, which would be my last piece of coal, which means we'd be desperate to get a move on. Yeah, I don't think that's crossable. At least not without taking a real big risk. Okay, we're gonna have to do a proverbial warm-up. We're gonna get what we can off of these wolves. And then we're gonna probably have to go back down the way we came. Find some warmer zone to warm up in. Because we're out of fuel. Oh, it's taken the time on my fire here. Kind of fight that a little bit, but I'm only gonna fight long enough to get the first set of meat cooked, I think. No, I need to stay close to keep warm. Well, to minimize waste, we'll take the meat off of here. I don't have time to take the hide or the guts off, which means they likely will go away, so that'll be a waste to kill these wolves. Well, other than the fact that we got rid of the wolves, and the wolves were keeping us cornered here.
The sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Yeah, bit of a waste, but we gotta leave that stuff there. Time to withdraw back to the safety of safer pastures. So it might be up there might work. Okay. Do I take the risk? Don't have fuel, but we're pretty high condition. We got stim pack. I won't want to come back through the Timberwolves is the problem here. Some fuel. Try to push forward. I may regret this.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
So at least with this being a solid climb, the Timberwolves can't follow us up here. The question is, are there any Timberwolves up here? Be an issue. Some bunnies. I'm not desperate for meat. Oh, there's a cave over there. Okay, so we can warm up in that cave.
Just want to lay down for a bit.
Bolt Chopper's Haven. Ruined soda, ruined dog food. Pot that we'll leave here. A little bit of firewood. Not really the best thing for carrying around, but if we need to be using it to get warm, can. I'm gonna do a little bit of mapping here, get an idea where we are. Yeah, so we went that way. We probably want to actually get over to that vista at some point, but trying to follow the road. Well, that road goes off into the broken bridge. That road goes through all the Timberwolves, so we're not doing that route. Does the burned up campfire have any charcoal? No. We do have a prepared bed here. I'm just going to go ahead and try to pass some time here and keep moving. Oof, that was an hour of warming up? It's not a hard indoor area, so that is an area that can likely still result in us getting frozen if a blizzard rolls up or something. So we want to keep pushing on.
Too cold to think.
Bunnies. Okay. It's good from the perspective I don't think there'd be any wolves in bunny country. Though I have been wrong before. Reluctant shortcut. Oh, this is a cave. Sorts. Is it traversable? To the mine. Okay, so we got a hard indoor area. Yeah, this looks like a hard indoor area. Okay, this will be abandoned mine center pass. Okay. This is hypothetically a good place both to find coal and to sleep the night away. Ah, fuel. Okay, now I feel a lot less worried about having to go back the way we came. We have to go back. So that's something I can start up warm fires with. If we knew we were going to have good weather, it might even be worth backtracking back down to finish harvesting the wolves we killed. One of the problems we were running into there is we didn't have low wind weather.
Never would have thought to look here.
Okay, flare is nice. I don't really use the paint cans. Well, this is definitely an interesting area. Maybe not, well, this is interloper difficulty, so it's not particularly high loot, though we are finding coal. And coal can sometimes be renewable, so it might be nice for the renewable level resources. It also feels like we're raising in elevation, so it's a good way to get to where we're going for the quest, which is the weather station. And there is the odd place with an indoor wolf. So hopefully this is not one of those places. I'm seeing what looks like natural light over there, so that's probably the way out the other side. Some matches. I'd not be surprised if there's like guaranteed matches. Or, well, there's guaranteed matches somewhere around here. Might not always be in that exact spot. Use a barrel. Some more coal.
Something's gotta go.
Okay, so that is an out. It's probably blisteringly cold out here. Southern Pass region. We don't know where we're in the region. It is definitely the wrong weather to really check. Now that I'm fuel, I feel less boxed in. So I think we're going to slip back inside the hard interior here. We're going to set up a bedroll and sleep. And hopefully, with the getting our fatigue back, will get us to daylight time outside. Might still be too early in the morning for us to be particularly warm, but hopefully it'll be daytime. And this will be on the warming end of the cold period. Okay, it looks like it's daytime.
I'm gonna have to...
He's saying these things about leaving things behind, but he's not going to leave anything behind in this situation. I value roughly everything we have in the inventory. I may be tempted to immediately start a fire and consume some of our weight. Like, this is early morning. This is technically, plausibly, whether we can go ahead and map in. Yeah, let's try to find a spot It's level enough for fire.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, we're gonna need to put 2 coal in. Definitely. Oh, and I have no charcoal. What I was gonna do is we're gonna map here. Which I can't do. Yes, that's an annoyance. Because now we've got way too much fuel in that fire, if I'm not gonna actually use the fire. Yeah.
Looks like I made it through another night. This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Well, there's a blizzard. We're obviously not going out in the blizzard if we don't know where we are. Slip back in the mine and do something to pass the time. Oh, I think I have the leather to do that repair, yeah. Oh, the rubber gloves could use repair. And the boots. That was the wolves nipping at us, I think. Does it actually look like that outside, or is it still blizzard? No, it does not look like that outside. Past 2 hours, see if that gave it enough time for the blizzard to go away. No.
I wonder if I can...
Maybe at least get this fire to go long enough to get... No. Didn't even get a piece of charcoal out of that fire. Shame. Got 11 pieces of coal. This looks like it's a man-made place. Yeah. So this is not going to be one of the places we can get up a campfire willy-nilly inside. It's a barrel, like fire barrel.
Too heavy.
Okay, another interior area that we missed earlier. Some nice knife and fuel. Painkillers we won't need. Some green dog food. And a fire barrel. So if we do want to do cooking or something inside, we can do some cooking inside.
This stuff will come in handy.
This is a place where I can go ahead and show off the cool interaction with the match. So if you've got a lit match in your hand, you want to start up a fire, you throw the lit match in. Find the lit match. There we go. To light the fire, you actually get an animation where you chuck the match in the fire, which is a cool little thing. Game changing? Not really, but it's good. It's got that little bit of like, yeah, you have a lit match in your hand. Instead of just being like, oh, you're lighting it with the thing, you're actually going through the process of throwing the match in the fire to get the fire started. Definitely not something I necessarily recommend doing until you've got cooking 5, because you do lose the match, regardless of whether it succeeds or not. But it's just a cool thing to watch.
I need to drop something.
Just gonna make some coffee up here. Let the coffee cook, and then we'll pass some time so we can get a piece of charcoal out of here. I'd like to know roughly where we are. Can. By mapping. Point, we are coming up on what will be the end of the stream, but I'd like to have a rough idea where we might be on the map before I call it for the end of the stream here. And I'm probably going to spoil a little bit about the map between parts, just so I can have an idea if
Too much stuff to carry.
It makes sense for us to continue, or I should fall back to do equipment maintenance. The Timberwolves have, at least me currently in this stream here, have caused a little bit of morale damage, let's say. If we're close to where we're going, I'll push through. Otherwise we may turn back around in the next stream. Everything was going hunky-dory until we ran into Timberwolves back to back to back. To be fair, I've heard that there's one area littered with Timberwolves, and apparently I picked the wrong path and went that way. Okay, let's leave here. We hopefully don't need that much coal, so we'll leave like 7 pieces of coal here. And I think we got a lot of water on us. Leave a liter of water behind, I think. Fairly safely. Save some weight. And then let's go back and see if that campfire is burnt out, so we can grab some charcoal from it. I do have a stick, right? Yeah, we got 2 sticks. Okay, the fire has burnt out, so if we did generate any charcoal, it should be able to be picked up. Okay, we did get some. Cool. So yeah, we'll see if the blizzard's gone. If the blizzard isn't gone, I'm not going to be able to map anyway, so we'll just pop back inside and take an hour snooze before, well, to end the stream. It looks nice from here, but we know from before that this does not reflect the exterior weather. This looks like better weather. Too windy there. Okay. Oh, we lost the fire. And there goes most of the fog blocking the way. Still too windy. Okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do the map. Ow. Okay, so we went from there to over here. Yeah, so we went from right about over here, there to there.
Cold.
So I can imagine that there is some way to, say, spiral down to here. Which, if there's the case, we might do that. Got enough light here that I can go ahead and set the bedroll up without having to turn the lights on. And we will go ahead and, just to put a... Oh, actually, that's the thing. Before we waste a bunch of time in the good part of the day, is exiting and entering here, giving us a save. Sometimes it does that on loading into areas. It does, okay. So that'll be a good place to put a part break in. If you're watching YouTube, if everything goes according to plan, we will have another part up for you tomorrow. Because we just recorded 4 parts tonight. Do a quick double check to make sure it is in fact 4 parts. I'm pretty sure it's 4 parts. It took us 2 parts to get out of our territories, 1 to get into Southern Pass. And I think that was just the... Yeah, we're in the middle of recording the 4th one. Which was trying to do a bit more exploration of Southern Pass while I'm still blind and don't know the interior to it. Definitely think I'm going to spoil a little bit of where we need to go, just to make sure I'm going the right way. for the next stream. For example, maybe we don't want to be exploring out the side of this mine. We actually want to be exploring the other side of the mine, in which case I'll have to backtrack through the mine, that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you've been enjoying. The Twitch schedule should be up to date, with the exception of not knowing whether or not we would survive today. I did not put up the next date for the Long Dark. But having survived, we know that the Long Dark should be being streamed again in 4 days. So tomorrow, I ended up not deciding what we wanted to play tomorrow. Instead, fell back to we're gonna go do another run of Terraformers. So Terraformers: The Red Planet Awaits will be what's being streamed tomorrow. Shadow Empire: The Fear of Walking challenge, self-imposed challenge, is going to be the day after that. The start of that's going pretty well, so that should be going live soon on YouTube. For people currently watching on Twitch, it should also, the old VOD should still be up from the first recording session. For people on Twitch. For people on YouTube, by the time you're watching this, it actually shouldn't be up on Twitch anymore. But by then, that was recorded 2 days ago. So if you're listening to this live, then all of those episodes should be up by now, from the first one. So either way, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, you should be able to probably see Shadow Empire stuff, either on the YouTube channel or on Twitch. If the day after that will be Grand Tactician, we'll be coming back, picking up where we left off last. We should now be at the point where we're able to deploy the 12-month contract volunteers, as we begin to phase out the 3-month ones in the Union campaign. So we'll see how that goes, and then probably get into more fighting. And then the day after that will be the return of the Long Dark, 4 days on in the future. So that's the rough upcoming schedule. If you're watching this on YouTube, based on the fact that I try to be 6 days ahead when recording, those should all be in your past. So if you cannot wait for the next part in any of those series, you can probably hop over to the Twitch channel, which is Will Call, and watch the After Action VODs. One of the advantages of watching stuff on YouTube is YouTube gets the locally recorded version, which should be uploaded in 1080p, whereas Twitch gets whatever it can get uploaded by the internet live, because it gets streamed live to Twitch as it gets recorded. Right now, the internet appears to be good, so YouTube or Twitch is probably getting the same quality as YouTube is. In fact, Twitch may be getting a higher quality than YouTube is. That doesn't really matter when we're paused. Because I think YouTube is getting 1080p, 30 frames per second, which for most of our games doesn't. 30 versus 60 doesn't really make a difference. I think Twitch technically might get 60 frames per second. But it's being set up so that it's trying to keep 30 frames per second, so if it can't do that with the internet, then it gets throttled down. It might not be delivering the 1080p. So YouTube, you should be getting a little bit more reliable quality at 1080p, even though I think you're only delivering like half the frames there. And that's for uploading issues. It takes twice as long to upload twice as many frames, you see. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to catch it live as it's being recorded, you can hop over to the Twitch channel at Wilcol. I try to record something every night. And I've been managing to keep doing that for quite a while at this point. So that, assuming that continues, should be continued into the future as well. If you're watching this on Twitch and want to watch anything that is more than 7 days old, like most of the Long Dark run at this run, there've been 300 something days in the Long Dark, and we might be approaching 300 days of Long Dark in the real life at this point. So for the older parts, you probably need to go watch it on YouTube, and where the YouTube channel is Wilcol100. I tried to actually make both of them Wilcol100, but wasn't able to do that on Twitch. So Twitch is Wilcol, YouTube is Wilcol100. And technically, I think I own Wilcol100 for Reddit, but I read it under Wilcol001. Doesn't make any difference. So if you're wondering where the name's different in different places, because it is. Sorry. So yeah, that's sort of the channel announcements. So for Twitch, that should be in your future. YouTube, that should be in your past. I'm thinking probably the day after Long Dark, the next Long Dark, we'll probably, instead of doing Terraformers, it will probably be Field of Glory Empires. The exception might be if the Victoria 3 patch drops, then I might be tempted to do Victoria 3. The next patch looks like it fixes, well, let's say fixes. Looks like it changes some stuff that might be for the better, that might make the run interesting enough to redo as far as Great Chin goes. So we might end up redoing that run in 1.8 points, or 1.9.6. The last run was in 1.9.5. So 1.9.6 comes out of beta, we'll probably try to do a run of that. If that has come out by next Monday, we'll probably try to do a run of that instead of doing Field of Glory Empires. Else, we'll probably start up Field of Glory Empires, try to do a Sparta run. Will probably be the Monday stream. But yeah, so that's sort of predicting far in the future, and that's a little bit more uncertain because it's more than 4 days in the future at this point. So yeah, with that, I hope everyone has been enjoying. If you're actively watching on Twitch and want some comments responded to, now is your last chance to get them responded to live. If you are watching the VOD later and you want your comments responded to, obviously Twitch is not very good for asynchronous comments. So probably the best place to get your comments answered is probably to hop over to YouTube and leave the comments over there. Because YouTube handles the asynchronous comments a little bit better. At this point, I think I've responded to all the asynchronous comments that have been posted on YouTube. That are, as much as I like people saying, leaving comments and saying hype the video, there's not really much to respond to with that sort of statement. But I think those are the only ones I haven't responded to back out to 3 or 4 months at this point. So yeah, I hope everyone's been enjoying. And with that, I'm going to leave the stream for a minute. So if you are watching on Twitch and have a comment, I'll try to get it within the next minute. With that, I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck and a good time and catch you all in the next one. And with that, bye for now.